Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very special edition of the Thermoset Resins syllabus. This is an updated syllabus to reflect the mandatory changes that the Pittsburgh State University administration has imposed upon us all. I understand that this was not what you signed up for. Maybe you like online classes better, maybe you don't, but right now the only situation that we all have to deal with is doing online content. So this is how I plan to do online content moving forward, and the point at which we are starting the online content, which I will repeat later on, is unsaturated polyesters. So that's unsaturated polyesters lecture 1. Moving forward, all the material and all the lectures and all of the information will be online in a video or PowerPoint format. So some things I want to call attention to here on the opening page. This is my email address, and this is my phone number. This is my personal cell number. If you need to contact me, please reach out to either of those two. Canvas message is also appropriate, but it is even more critical at this point that if you're having trouble with the material, that I hear from you as soon as you're having trouble, as opposed to when you get a bad grade. It is very difficult for all of us to juggle this. People are getting scattered to the four winds. For right now, I'm stuck at home because I have symptoms. So I need to hear from you, and you can't wait for me to reach out to you. I need to hear from you right away. So, as terms of the grading system and evaluation, 90, 80, 70, 60 remains in effect. So 60% being the lowest percentage you can get to pass the course, that being the lowest percentage for a D. The weight of the grades are broken down as follows, and these are the same as they were before. Homework, quizzes, final project, exams 1 through 3. Exam 1, of course, you've already finished face-to-face. The final exam for a total of 100%. The way quizzes will be handled moving forward will be different. Of course, they will be online. Quizzes will be given after each video, including this video. You will not be allowed to move on to the actual lecture module until you complete the quiz associated with this video. I want you to know that this is important information, so I'm going to require you answer questions about this information. Once again, I routinely recycle my quiz questions, not the quiz for the syllabus, but I routinely recycle those into exams. So that'll be the same thing online. Typical quizzes, the syllabus quiz included, consist of 3 to 5 questions per video. We're not doing one big weekly quiz that's 10 points. It'll be after each video. The number of quiz points breaks down fairly similarly to the way it does in the face-to-face course. But you must complete the quiz on one video before you can watch the next one. So this goes in a logical fashion, and we move along at a logical pace. I do still have to review exams and quiz grades for everyone at a particular time. So if you decide you're going to do you want to do the whole course in one afternoon, I still have a lot of material to prepare, and that material won't be available to you at the very outset when this thing goes live. So so I will be slowing you down somewhat by requiring that you finish one particular module before you get to the next one. Homework assignments will be a file we put online. You will be required to complete the homework and then upload it prior to doing your exam. Just like before, if you have questions, please ask me. If you please work with your fellow students, and that it's due at the time of the exam. So an exam will be opened up. Prior to you starting the exam, I want to see a homework assignment uploaded. Now, I can't be very much of a stickler because if I see your homework has been uploaded and I see you've taken the exam, I'm not going to go see what you did first. But understand that if your homework is outstanding and you've completed the exam, you will get a 0 for the homework. The homework is still required. It's still 25 points per assignment. Once again, no reason for you not to get a full 25 points on each homework assignment. So we have 2 remaining unit exams to do. Exam 2, which we had planned to take at the end of, at basically the end of the week before spring break, will be online at this point. The final exam will also be online. They are timed, but that's really the only restriction I'm putting on exams at this point. I will ask that you please do the exams on your own, but once again, I'm not making you do a lockdown browser, and I'm not requiring that you prove that you didn't use any course material. I can't give you extra credit anymore because that was attendance-based and we're not attending any lectures in person. But if you happen to have all of your notes out in front of you when you do these exams, there's no way for me to know that, and I'm not going to check and I'm not going to ask. Please don't tell me that you printed off all your exams. Give me some plausible deniability. But there will be a time restriction on exams. They will be an hour and a half long, 90 minutes, and they will consist of 50 points. Now that may very well be 50 questions. So what it breaks down to is roughly 2 minutes per question, and they will be in a similar format: true, false, multiple choice, and then some form of structure matching. So it will most likely be a multiple choice structure matching. So instead of having 2 points per each one, there'll be 1 point, which means you'll have more structures, but you'll have multiple choice as opposed to a word bank. So these exams will open up at a certain time, and then they will close at a certain time. You have to take the exam during that period. If the exam closes and you have not taken it, I better have heard from you prior to that exam closing for me to open it back up for you. So please don't, just like you would a regular face-to-face exam, please don't ask me to make special exceptions because you were not keeping up with the material. The final project will remain exactly the same. I haven't set due dates for the other preliminary assignments yet, but those will be coming. You will still be asked to upload a paper and upload a YouTube video. Unfortunately, we're not doing extra credit for in-person presentations, so that just won't happen. But again, we all have to make adjustments for this, and this is just kind of the best way I've thought about doing this moving forward. Everyone has already signed up for their topic, and if you need help finding references for either your preliminary assignment or your paper, I need to hear from you. I've already had 3 people ask me, and I think I've given each one of those people 5 references so far. So I will be happy to help you by emailing you references, even though it's at a distance. But again, you have to make the request. Nobody signed up for doing this class online. Never mind me. But this class is now 100% online. So you have to have access to a reliable internet connection. If you don't have access to a reliable internet connection, I need to hear from you as soon as possible. By phone, phone call, text, Canvas message, email. Being at my office is probably not a valid reason to say you couldn't find me anymore, because again, I have symptoms and I'm not supposed to leave the house until I don't anymore. So I am here tied to my computer or my phone. So you need to make use of those tools for me. As it is, you may be halfway across the country watching this video at this point. So dropping into my office isn't going to be an option. So if you're having technical difficulties after these first couple of weeks of the course, that's no longer a valid excuse. You're going to have to find a way to communicate to me that you need help finding a valid internet connection, and so that you can do the course material. I will do whatever I can to help you if you ask. Once again, I'm going to go over this stuff because it bears repeating. If you are getting a degree in plastics engineering technology or majoring in polymer chemistry, these classes are required. However, nobody necessarily meant to do this online. So this is an interesting situation for everybody involved, me included. It is hard enough for me to chase you down when I see you in class 3 times a week. It's even more difficult when you are receiving the information in a broadcast. So this information is here for you to use. Whether or not you follow along with the course material or not is up to you. I am available to you, just not necessarily in my office. Through alternate means, I am still available to you. If it was difficult for me to chase you down before, when we had face-to-face meetings, it is even more difficult for me to chase you down now. So you absolutely have to communicate effectively when you need help, as soon as you need help. Finish the quizzes, finish the exams, do the pre-exam homework assignments. These are all part of the course material and would have been if we were face-to-face. They still are. If you don't complete the homework, the quizzes, and the exams in the time periods that are required, I can't give you points for them. I don't really like giving people bad grades, and I don't want anybody to suffer because of this unique situation we're being put under. But that requires cooperation on your part as well as cooperation on my part. So please don't slough off and not do the work, even though it's in a different format than what you're used to currently. So, at this point, the entire course is contained within Canvas. Any information that I'm making to the entire group, I will be making in Canvas, so you have to keep up with the announcements. If I change due dates, which I will be doing very heavily moving forward, that's done in Canvas. So if I don't hear from you via an email or Canvas message, then I won't know that you're having trouble or you don't understand how to move forward. So I can't stress that enough. I have to hear from you if there's an issue. Ask me questions before there is a due date coming up or how something goes about, because the first step to doing well or doing poorly is having clear instruction, and if something isn't clear to you after you've already read it a couple times, then you should be emailing me. We may have to have a phone conversation for you to understand what's going on, but that's fine. You have my phone number. It's on the first slide of this presentation. Please go back to the beginning of this video if you missed it the first time. This presentation, of course, is also uploaded into the Canvas modules. So, every single person at PSU is subjected to this particular moving to online content situation. It's not unique to you, even though you may have challenges that other students don't have. I am trying my very best to accommodate everybody, but I can't possibly if you don't make it easy for me to do so, or easier than simply sitting there waiting for me to approach you. This is what we're all subjected to. It has to be done online, and we're being asked to finish out the semester this way. So I don't want anybody to repeat this, and if this is your last semester, you don't want to repeat this either. I mean, if you have another year, why wouldn't you want to hang out with me for as much time as you possibly could? But if you're a plastics major, you get to see me for senior project anyway, so you don't need to repeat resins. How other instructors are doing their online courses is up to them. I do that this way. If that is difficult for you, please communicate that. Like I said, everybody is having to adjust to this, so everybody is busy trying to digest the online content, including me. So please don't tell me you couldn't complete a requirement because of online content. I guarantee you that you will be one of a handful of people, if not the only person, who didn't do it. I hear that all the time. I couldn't do it because I was busy. Everybody in the class is busy. You were the only person who didn't do it. So it's not a valid excuse face-to-face. It's not a valid excuse now. Even with the given situation, we all have stuff to do, so we all have to focus on getting the material done online. If you are sick, if there's something going on, again, I need that communicated to me. I can open up exams after they close. I can open up quizzes after they close. But if it becomes a regular occurrence, it means you're not keeping up with the material. So the ongoing theme through this is I need to hear from you. And if I'm not, then I can't help you. You're just going to get 0 or reduced credit. So please keep that stuff in mind. All of these videos will be uploaded to YouTube. The link will be given in the course material. It'll link you to my YouTube channel. You know, if you really want to look over the thermoset resins lecture for the rest of the semester, go right ahead. If you want to look at all the thermoplastics lectures, all the videos are up there too. I also have a rheology channel, so yay. But the videos will look like this, me narrating a PowerPoint. Is it thrilling? No. It's not my preferred way to lecture. It's not the way I would do it if I had any other choice. So just understand that not only me, but all of your other faculty members are making this adjustment right along with you. It goes better and more smoothly when everybody communicates and when everybody tries to get toward the common goal, which is to get all of our course material out there so that you can successfully complete this course. But that requires your help in doing so. The extra credit opportunities are gone. I'm sorry about that. But, once again, I'm not going to put it on a lockdown browser, and you, in theory, can have all of your course notes out in front of you before you take a quiz or exam. I don't want to know that you do that. What I want you to do is to take the quizzes to the best of your ability using whatever tools you have. The quizzes and the exams will be timed. If you attempt to try to read all of the slides and answer the questions that way, you won't complete them in the time allotted. So you still have to prepare. But I'm not going to restrict you from being able to look at the course material while you're doing exams or quizzes, because that's more work for me, and I want you to be able to get through the course material. I don't necessarily want to make it super difficult for you. So, like I said, give me plausible deniability. Please don't tell me that you just sat there with the notes and answered all the questions that way. You should still read all the quiz and exam questions and complete all the assignments on time, just like you would if this were face-to-face. So, if you have trouble, I expect to hear from you. Good luck with finishing out the rest of the semester, and we'll see how this shakes out. But I think, given how I did this over the summer, that this will work, even though it's not an ideal situation. So please go from this video to the quiz, and then you can proceed with the lecture material.